Manchester from like when I was a younger, really. I used to come and hang around Flex Palace, and I lived in Manchester for quite a while as well. So yeah, it's really nice to be back up north. Been down south for ages. So.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like we used to come out. I was like a proper '90s dance music kid, so we used to listen to like the Mega Dogs and Herbal Tea Parties and all that. So, you know, there's an element of that in there as well. Like, nick off school on a Thursday and come to the Herbal Tea Party and then not turn up for school on a Monday. So I mean, there's definitely an element of that. Not necessarily the blues, but just the whole music scene in Manchester, really, and like, you know, the Stone Roses and everything that came out of that. And today, you know, I lived here for a while, and like. With like Honey Feet and, you know, Walker with the band that were about, there was like a bunch of our mates and like Lee Barabbas and loads of people, man. So yeah, it's a great music scene in Manchester. Just rains a lot, so. I guess there's a guy called Mike Atherton who used to be my philosophy teacher at college. He was like a massive influence on me.
Oh, cool.
One of the most amazing guitar players I've ever met. He taught philosophy at Winston College. I'm actually been meaning to go and see him, but I just haven't been back up for ages. He used to bring the tapes of like blues stuff in. I'm like, yeah, like, you need to listen to this. You need to like Mississippi Fred McDowell and all these people I hadn't really heard before. So he used to like fill my head with you've got to listen to this, you've got to listen to this, you've got to listen to this. So yeah, he was like a really big influence, I guess, on the blues playing. Well, I've been away travelling for like, I sort of went on holiday with my mates and I just didn't really come home for quite a few years. And then it was like, right, I just want to go home and get on with my music career, really. And Mum and Dad's mates had this like wooden shed out in their garden, and they were like, well, you can just get on with it, mate. So we just thought, me and my two mates were Rick Dickinson and Neil Warburton. It was like Rick Dickinson's mum and dad. You know, we sort of made all the artwork and the design and everything. Like, we just sort of got in there for like a month and like, right, we're going to make a record together. So it's like pretty, it's pretty lovely, man. Massively.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad told me recently, after years of like hassling me about music stuff, which is stupid because he taught me guitar in the first place. But he told me that basically when I was born, he was really in his Troutmask replica phase, so that's pretty much the first thing I ever heard on repeat for several months was Troutmask replica. So he didn't tell me this till years later, and I was like, oh Dad, like come on man, like, it could have saved a whole lot of bother. I mean, what else was I going to do really? And the same with Tom Waits as well. Like, my dad's a big, massive Tom Waits fan, so, and like, you know, I guess like, for my voice, like him and them and Howlin' Wolf and a few other people, I guess, but you know, that's sort of really the voice I kind of ended up with. Yeah, well, that was like most of the guys from Honey Feet.
Oh, okay.
David playing drums, Gus Fairbairn, aka Alabaster the Plume on saxophone, Rick Warren on harmonica, and Ellis Davis on bass. But we ended up going over to this friend of ours, friend of David's had a studio in Germany, so we basically just got in the van, like, right, we're going to make a record, and just got in the van, drove off to Germany, and again spent like another really intense like week, just staying up all night and all day every day making this record.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was sort of, again, a pretty sort of intense experience. I guess, you know, like, if you're going to play the blues, then you've actually got to have like had the blues, otherwise you're just sort of faking it and it's pointless nonsense. And it's your life, isn't it? You know, it sort of gripes me a bit about you know, singing about catfish and whiskey in the Mississippi. I mean, I grew up in Wigan. Like, you know, if you're not singing about what relates to you really, then it's a sort of, you know, kind of pointless. I mean, Glastonbury's always like wicked, you know, like especially like this year we got to play some like the biggest stage, like, you know, larger stages, and I know, I think there was one called the Bimble Bandada, which is run by this guy called, like this crew of people called the Bimble Inn, who they actually gave me my first ever festival gig years ago. And I like a big family, so it's just like a family event really. I like that one, the Small World, some of the smaller ones, but like Boomtown's really good.
Oh yeah.
Went over to America and played South by Southwest, that was like really wicked as well. Yeah, Texas is pretty interesting. Well, when I was living in Australia, like years before, I met this guy called Simon, and he was like living with a drummer called James Breen. He was like, "Hey man, like, if you're back, you know, 'cause we had a band over in Australia for a few years. I was living over there, and he was like, come down to London, we've got a house, and you know, we can play down here." So I just basically moved down to go and play with those guys. Really, met this lady from called Suzanne Lee Barnes, who runs a studio called Dean Street in London, where like Bowie and like loads of other people have recorded down there. She produced quite a lot of like classic albums. So she was like come in and like do some recording. And the band sort of just split about a week before we went in. There's a 3-piece electric kind of thing, like the kind of thing we're doing now. And Sam decided to leave, so again we had like a week to like come up with like 5 or 6 tracks, me and James. So it ended up going. What we had rehearsed was like an electric sort of rock and roll album, and then we had like a week to rewrite the entire thing and get it and record it. So again, it was like a pretty crazy recording scenario.
Yeah.
But we met in doing that. I met Alex Beitsker, who I've been working with for a couple of years now. Who's our producer. He was just an absolute genius. Like he's an absolute legend. You know, we worked with him on the last album. We'll be working with him on the next one as well. So you know, it was really good. You know, it was really nice to get in a big studio and be able to use like loads of really nice equipment. And there's something really nice about having like a pressure and a time on to do something as well. You know, it forces you to sort of get to the thrust of the thing. Really, you can't be floating around for months in there. You just got to like get it done.
Yeah.
So. Well, I'm like really prolific in making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like I make stuff up actually I was sat on the computer with Fabio, and there's like literally hundreds of recordings and stuff on there on the iPhone and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it generally tends to be, I like that, and then it evolves. It's like, there's like 4 or 5 tracks that evolve into one. You know, if you've got like, right, well, I'm having that bit of lyrics from there, and that bit of that from there, and that bit of that from there, and put it together. And I mean, like, certainly with this album, that's what we did, isn't it? You know, again, it was like a pretty mad one. Well, as I sort of touched on before, me and Toby have been working together for a couple of years, and he came back off his 3 months cruise ship, 4.5 months. Yeah. And it was just like, I'm never doing this again. We're making an album, and that's what we're going to do. So let's do it. So we sort of went into Nathan's studio in Bristol. And with Alex Beitsker, producer, been working with on the last couple of records, and just started putting the thing together about when it would have been like October.
It was. I think it was something like the 3rd or 4th of October.
Yeah. So just over a year ago.
Yeah. We went in and we had like these kind of 8, 9, 10, 11 minute epic tunes.
Yeah.
For all of the songs now. They were all like but they're kind of pieces and bits.
We just recorded these like massive versions, and
we sat down with Alex and kind of
I sat down for months. I basically lived in Dean Street. I didn't see daylight. So just like sleeping in the studio and working on it for month after month after month. And
we kind of comped it down with Alex and
got whoever was in the studio in to come and play piano or do whatever. Ring on your mates like, can you come down tonight and sing a load of backing vocals? But your mates like in London, like really good blues singers and stuff. So we sort of finished that off, and then we've been on the touring the thing all summer really. Released it in October. Through Dean Street, I know this guy called Paul Cartledge, and he was basically working on this film called The Beat Beneath My Feet with Luke Perry in it, sort of British independent film. So I've got like 6 tracks on there, some of them from Saltwater and a few bits and bobs of other things, which is that's been nominated for like best film at Raindance Film Festival. It came out a little while ago at the film festivals. Then through the Magic Garden, this most legendary pub in London that everyone should go and check out because it's the hub of the best things going on in London, run by a man called Connor Early. I met the writer of this new Scorsese film tomorrow that's coming out, Sebastian Street. He's been on about that for a couple of years, and it sort of came to pass that I've got a phone call off him going, it's happening, Matt's producing it.
Get down Wednesday.
Come down on Wednesday, we're filming. So I went down, like myself and Joe Strauss, who I played with for a long time, playing harmonica. Yeah, we went down and played Light My Way. So I shot that for the film, which is hopefully going to be in the film. It'd be rather nice having us doing one of our own songs in a Martin Scorsese film. It'd be very nice. We'll see how that gets through the cutting room. But through that, then we met this guy Rupert Hollier, who's the music director. Music director for the film. So we've just been sort of talking to him about publishing and various different things with Metropolis Studios, which is Europe's best studio. So we're very much looking forward to getting in there.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for telling us about that.
Nice one.
Cheers.